Hello, I'm RJ City, and you are listening to the MonsterCast. You're going to talk about Bela Lugosi. They're going to talk about Lon Chaney Jr. be so sad, holding his hat, saying, "Please put me in this room and don't unlock the door." And you can't do any better than the Dahl brothers. Jack and Ryan, they're brothers, but they're also bros. What? Pardon? Wrestling. Well, who the hell wants to talk about wrestling? These are horror movies. It's a deep genre. It's a smart genre. Fantastic actors. Fantastic cinematography. Wrestling is just sweating and fireworks and bouncy ropes. There's nothing. How can you talk about that every week? All right. Let's see them try. Take it away, you crazy dolls.
You.
Jesus fuck my fucking ass. What the fuck? Please shut up.
No. Master Watto is a
shut
champion.
up.
You're gonna put some
Stop
respect on his
fucking
name
saying
now.
Master Watto on this fucking show.
IWGP Junior Heavyweight Co-Champion.
What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Apple Fightful here. You're watching the MonsterCast with Jack and Ryan. A big shout out to those fellas. Good people. Check them out.
Oh my god, what is this?
It
Who
looks
is
like a
making
TV.
the New Japan titles? They need to stop
It
making
looked like
titles.
a TV, bro. They took it too literally. That's the problem.
They should have just turned it into a TV. I would have been more impressed.
That would have been cooler.
Put some
Make
antennas
it-
on the top.
No, just make it like a digital title. Like you could display whatever you want on the
Oh,
digital.
like an
title.
LCD screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then have
That'd be
the
sick as
picture
fuck.
of the person that's the champ. That'd be so good.
Oh fuck.
That'd be worth it.
Wrestling podcast. How fucking original.
Jake and Brian. Brandon Cutler here from AEW, and I hope you guys have an awesome podcast with the MonsterCast. What was that? Your name is Jack and Ryan? Shut up, Jack and Ryan.
Tell me who you would sign first.
Hiroshi Tanahashi.
No, not overall, genius. Between the two goddamn examples I'm about to give you.
Master Watto.
Killer Cross or Dominic Dijakovic, who are you signing first?
Killer Cross. 100%.
What the fuck?
Absolutely.
Wrong! That
No,
answer is
I would.
wrong.
I would.
Oh
Killer
my god.
You don't know shit! Your opinions suck!
I guess I mean, you're welcome.
Fuck,
See,
I'll boo it.
I don't think I've ever said boo.
I will.
That's so stupid.
I'll do it. Boo! Boo! You can't. Don't actually say the word because that's why it sounds weird. You gotta. It's like more like a note. Boo! You don't fucking actually say boo.
No.
Boo! 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 You don't turn it into a fucking chant. You actually have to.
I will. I'm gonna do that at Forbidden Door.
You start a boo chant. Boo! 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 Boo!
Here's your hosts of the MonsterCast, the Straight Edge Monster Jack and Ryan.
Hello, everybody. Your eyes do not deceive you. It is the MonsterCast, and we're back after a long layoff. You can just say that we're on vacation if that makes you feel better. Makes me feel a little bit better. But I do have a new setup, new computer. We're back. That was part of the issue. And we are back with the Elimination Chamber prediction sure to be wrong. I'm the Straight Edge Monster Jack. That is Ryan Rockwell. And the updated 2024 record so far, it's not great. It's 8-6 for me, 6-8 for Ryan.
6 and 8 for me. Okay.
I have 38 confidence points. He has 30. That is, I'm glad I write everything down because, you know, I lost everything with the old computer. So I'm glad I have this all on the notes app, keeping track. But we'll get into the confidence picks later on after we do these 4 barn-burning matches that we have for Elimination Chamber. Let's start off with the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Now, these are the order that I think the show's going to be in because I don't think they're going to have Rhea start the show off. I think they're going to, you know.
Saber.
Yeah, save her. Yeah, exactly.
Crowd.
I think they'll do like the order I think that shit will go in is Women's Chamber match, then the tag team title match, then Rhea, and then the main event with the men's match is how I think it's going to go. With Cody sprinkled in there, whatever the hell that segment is, which is not really. But Women's chamber match has been set. It is Liv Morgan, it's Naomi, it's Becky Lynch, it's Bianca Belair, it's Tiffany Stratton, and it's Big Back herself, Raquel. Raquel's back. Came back on Raw to win the Last Chance Battle Royal. Now, I feel like this one's pretty self-explanatory where I'm going to go, because I've been saying that this match is going to happen since, I believe, Survivor Series of last year at WrestleMania, because there's really no one else for Rhea to beat on Raw, and that is clearly Becky Lynch. I feel like they've been setting that up anyway through the past couple of months. So Becky Lynch is easily my pick in this one, and I really don't think it's that close. So Becky for me.
Yeah, same. I mean, they've clearly been moving toward that the entire time. They've also done an interesting thing with their story too, where they've had Rhea a couple times like save Becky. Like, she respects her a little bit more than some of her other opponents. You know what I mean? Like, I forget who it was that was climbing up on the apron or whatever to go attack Becky, and Rhea fucking ran past Becky to hit that one off the apron or whatever it was. Like, there's been stuff like that they've been booking where it's like she doesn't just want to attack Becky from behind. She doesn't want to, like, you know, there's like they're building to something serious there. So yeah, I feel like this was pretty obvious too.
All right, so Ryan's gonna go Becky as well. So I'll just put, well, I'll put names separate because we might give it different confidence picks. So, all right, so yeah. Ryan's got that one. Next up, we've got the tag team title match that I was just talking about. It is Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate challenging Damian Priest and Finn Balor for the tag titles. Now I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna say we get new tag team champions. Not just because I'm a huge mark for both Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, but because the dissension storyline within Judgment Day needs to start happening with actual building blocks instead of like the little tensions here and then okay, everything's good again. Eventually we got to split this up, and we're going into WrestleMania. Damian Priest is Money in the Bank. You got to split him off of Finn Balor for whenever he does cash in. So I think Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate actually win the tag titles here, especially since Triple H is now in charge of creative and actually likes these two guys.
Yeah, so I agree. I understand that that's the story that they were telling, right? But do you feel like them still following through on it at this point is kind of like they decided to do it so long ago that now they're going to keep doing it when it might make more sense to just be like, okay, no, we'll scrap that, we'll keep them together? Because it's not like, aside from like they have their match against each other, and then what do you do with either one of them if they're not in Judgment Day? Like, what are we doing?
Well, I think they see huge face potential, almost kind of like early, well, not early, but later on, Big Daddy Cool Diesel with a Damian Priest. I think they see a Sid type deal where he gets decent reactions when he's put in longer matches, because I don't think a lot of people still know that he can go as well as he can go as a big dude. So, and clearly they're not doing anything with Finn Balor right now, and Finn's clearly going to be the heel coming out of this because he's going to look like the jealous guy because he couldn't get over the hump to get the title off of Rollins and stuff like that. So, and then even if, let's say, Damian cashes in and he doesn't win, it's going to be because of Finn getting involved. So Finn's coming out of this being the heel for sure. So I think that's why they're going to go with it. And the only reason I think that they are still going to go with that that storyline and they're still on that path is because Damian Priest is still the Money in the Bank briefcase holder. That's why. Because if he had lost it earlier and then they got over their beef or whatever because of it, then yeah, nothing's probably going to stop him. R-Truth hasn't stopped him. JD McDonough hasn't stopped him, and the Money in the Bank briefcase to this point has not stopped them. So them losing the tag titles could literally be the first real splinter between them, because it'll be on a different brand, because it'll goes back to SmackDown if Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate win. And it'll be a lot harder for them to get those titles back. So I think this is the start of it. They have to do it here. Have to. And you're going to need undercard matches for WrestleMania as well, so Damian Priest versus Finn Balor works out perfectly for that type of deal.
Who do you keep in Judgment Day?
You keep Finn Balor in Judgment Day for sure, yeah. If you're not going to dissolve it completely, you're keeping Finn Balor in Judgment Day. Damian Priest has clearly been the guy that they're going to turn into. He's the one that's been snapping back at everybody. He's the one getting fed up with everybody's bullshit every time they have one of those meetings where Rhea tries to be in charge and stuff, and Like, hey, you worry about yourself. We got this or whatever. He's been snapping back a lot. So Damian Priest will clearly be the one on the outs and be the one that turns face because of it.
Okay. Do you think he teams up R-Truth after?
Yes. At least once. At least once, yeah. Yeah. R-Truth and Bad Bunny versus JD McDonough, Finn Balor, and Dominic. Yeah. I can see that happening for sure. So you're going to go Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate as well, or no?
You make a compelling case, but no. I'm still going to go Judgment Day.
All right, Ryan's going to go Judgment Day anyway. I try to make compelling cases. I mean, I feel like they make sense, but that doesn't mean that's always the way they're going to go either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which we've seen before.
I mean, it makes sense. It could go that way. I don't know if...
Plus, they've had the titles for a while. No, doesn't it feel like they've had the titles forever now?
Yeah, but I don't know if I don't know if the company feels like that, even with the tournament and all that they've built up Pete Dunne and...
We need less tournaments in wrestling that don't lead to the fucking winners of the tournament not winning the goddamn main prize at the end, for sure. Now, we just did have that with the Dusty Classic. Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker did win the NXT tag titles after they won the Dusty Classic, so...
Yeah.
Maybe we're on that kind of same path. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
All right. Next up, we've got Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax in Australia. So I feel like this is my 4. It is going to be Rhea Ripley winning this match.
Mystery.
This is like literally... this will be my 4 on the confidence picks for sure. But yes, Rhea Ripley all the way.
Yeah. Same. You don't have... the Becky pick earlier if you think that Nia Jax is winning here, so yeah.
Well, I mean, I could still pick Becky and pick Nia Jax because of their feud as well. It's the only thing that makes sense. But just the way that everybody came out and said, "I'm going after Rhea at WrestleMania,"
yeah.
And then the only person that said it might be Nia was Raquel. So like she was the only one with common sense enough to say it on her promo, like, y'all keep saying Rhea, but Nia could be winning, and I'm the only one big enough to go toe to toe with either one of them. So. Her promo made the most sense because everybody else just assumed it was Rhea. But I mean, we're all assuming it's Rhea. You're this close to WrestleMania. You're at Australia. There's no way Nia Jax is winning this match. Do we think we see a Jade Cargill sighting after this match or during this match?
I was kind of surprised that she wasn't in the match, but then if they don't plan for her to win, then I guess it kind of makes sense to not put her there too.
Yeah.
So.
I still feel like the Nia Jax versus Jade Cargill match is the play at WrestleMania. Now, do you have that start happening on the Raw after Elimination Chamber, or do you have her debut on a PLE in Australia for those fans? I think you're already giving the fans enough with Rhea being there and winning. So, like, maybe you wait?
Because they've been doing kind of more of a tweener thing with Rhea lately anyway, and Jax is clearly the heel here. You could do a thing where there's like a ref bump, Jax like goes to get a chair, Cargo comes out and stops her. They could do that instead of sort of like a descent between.
That would also set up like towards SummerSlam if Jade Cargill is on the path that they think she's going to be on to go against Rhea, assuming Rhea has the title back, then, or Becky has the title then, whatever. Because Jade will have consider herself in the main event picture right out the gate.
Yeah.
At Elimination Chamber, and then with the win against Nia at WrestleMania. So yeah, that could work. But I feel like if they were going to go with it, it might just be Jade doing it on, well, she signed with Raw or SmackDown? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Fuck, I can't remember if she signed with Raw or SmackDown now. She definitely signed with one of them. I think it is Raw. I think she signed with Raw. Maybe it's SmackDown. SmackDown was signed with Tiffany Stratton and Naomi, so I feel like Jade Cargill went to Raw, but I could be wrong. Or has she not made her rewind yet?
Well, she had the thing with Stratton, so I guess she's SmackDown.
I don't know.
Hold on. It's got to be on her Superstar page, right?
Have they added her to it yet? Remember everybody's like, oh, she could go to NXT, and then she didn't.
And no, it still literally says, the only question left is which brand will secure her signature first. This is still on her WWE.
Oh, okay, so she hasn't gone anywhere yet?
But I know she was on, I mean, obviously she was on the Stratton thing a few days, or last week, whenever it was. Well, confidence picks. I think we both got.
Oh,
the
we got to
same
do the
four.
men's. We got to do the men's one.
Oh right. I think we're just both picking McIntyre, right?
I do have Drew written down, but I don't want Drew to win. We'll go to the because I want LA Knight to win.
Oh yeah.
I want LA Knight to get off of SmackDown where he cannot get that world title and go over and get the world title from Seth Rollins at WrestleMania and be fucking world champion over there. I don't care if he's not a heel and Seth is technically not a heel. I don't give a shit. Drew obviously is what they're setting up to because that makes the most sense with Punk being out or whatever. And Drew has been killing it online and on his promos and on TV. Like, he's one of the most interesting parts overall. So, like, I have no issue with Drew per se, but LA Knight hasn't won, and Drew has. So, and Drew's won it twice. He won it without fans and with fans, so I don't want to hear that bullshit no more. LA Knight is who I want because the alternative is LA Knight versus fucking Logan Paul for the U.S. title at WrestleMania, and I don't want to see that. I just don't. I don't even care if... Who cares if LA Knight wins the U.S. title? The way they've positioned the U.S. title and tag titles in WWE are meaningless. So, LA Knight, with how much star power he has behind him right now and how much crowd support he has behind him, I feel like the best option for LA Knight would be to win this chamber and challenge Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. But no, I do have Drew written down.
I have Drew as well. I don't think it's even a fucking question. And when we're talking about like the titles have lost prestige or whatever, like you have to put somebody with star power behind them to bring them back up. So I feel like LA Knight with the U.S. title could do something for it. We'll see. The thing with the U.S. title is it almost has to have that open challenge aspect to it too, or else it does kind of get lost in the shuffle. So if they bring that back with it, maybe. But.
Yeah, Raw hasn't really signed anybody. So going back to your Jade Cargill question or my Jade Cargill question, I do think she's going to sign with Raw because SmackDown literally signed Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and Braun Breaker. They got to get somebody on Raw. Got to. It's a 3-hour show. So yeah, fucking Jade Cargill makes the most sense over there for sure. So yeah, Drew, I agree with you. Drew, oh my god, the shirts, the promos, the Twitter, like I didn't even know he was that good at social media, to be real with you. Like he never came off as a social media guy, and now he's fucking killing it.
The fucking the chlamydia in
yeah, with the LA Knight. He really has a thing against LA Knight. I do think it'll come down to LA Knight and Drew for sure because the way they've been going back and forth. Like he also posted the thing, old timer that LA Knight called him, and then posted both of their ages off of Wikipedia, and LA Knight's older than Drew McIntyre. So like yeah, so yeah, that's funny. But yeah, I do have Drew as well. So we're picking the same on all of them except for one.
All of them except the tag. Yeah.
Okay. No.
And even that one, I think, isn't. I'm not completely sure of it or anything. So.
All right. So the Rhea, I'm giving a 4. You as well? Okay.
Yeah.
4. 4 confidence picks for that one.
I think my 3 is probably Becky Lynch.
Your number 3 will be Becky. Okay. My number 3 will be Drew.
I think my 2 will be Drew, and then obviously the tag is the 1.
2 will be my Becky, and then 1 will be the tag as well.
Well, who else would you think would win if not Becky?
Bianca. Because Bianca and Rhea Ripley have a huge history together.
Yeah, they just have.
They've always been intertwined ever since they both came up to the main roster. And that match would be fucking sick.
Recently.
And I would want to see that match.
Month and a half away.
Because Bianca's on SmackDown as well, I believe. So moving her to Raw would be beneficial to her with how stacked it is over there on SmackDown right now with Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, and all the Damage Control, Bayley, Charlotte when she comes back. Like, yeah, I would say, like, I would have zero problem with Bianca winning. Sure. Also, Bianca is clearly their number 2 choice anyway because she was the other one at the press conference. She was the only other woman there at the press conference. So it was Rhea, Becky, and Bianca.
Yeah.
So that's who I would say would be the number 2. Now, I do believe that that won't happen, and what will happen is Tiffany Stratton might shock everybody and pin Bianca and start a feud with them two because those two have been feuding on SmackDown. Going more and more at each other, more one-on-one with each other than they have been with the rest of the people that are in the Elimination Chamber. So I could easily see them have a WrestleMania match on the undercard on one of the nights as well. So I'm thinking we're getting four women's matches. Maybe 5 if you include the tag titles, depending on who has the tag titles and who they're going to go against at WrestleMania, which would be a good thing, obviously. But it could be Bianca versus Tiffany. It could be Nia versus Jade for the 2 undercard matches, and then you have Rhea versus Becky and Io versus Bayley for the two women's titles matches, and then maybe a tag team title match where like there's 4 teams or some shit, a 4-way, and get a lot of women on there. And instead of having, Ronda and Shayna literally not do anything but get the pin like last year, maybe we could, actually have some action going on.
Yeah.
Instead of calling it a showcase match and then having your winners be 2 people that weren't ever in the match.
And had already more than been showcased.
So
everybody knows who the fuck they are.
So yeah, showcase the 2 people you pushed the most over the last year. Okay, all right, sweet. So we both got Becky Lynch. I've got 2 points on it. Ryan's got 3. I've got Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate becoming the new tag team champions with 1 point on it. Ryan's got Judgment Day with 1 point on it. We both have Rhea Ripley winning against Nia Jax with all 4 points riding on it. And Drew McIntyre for both of us as well. I have 3 points riding on it. Ryan has 2. Now, I feel like I'm more confident in Becky than Drew.
Well, that's why I was asking you who
But-
do you think would win the women's.
But it's interchangeable because we both went 3-2, 3-2, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah. I just don't feel like there's any way they're leaving Becky off of WrestleMania. And if, for instance, here's the thing: if Becky gets left off WrestleMania, who's she going against? Nobody. If Bianca gets left off of, out of the world title match, if Bianca gets left out of the world title match, she has Tiffany Stratton literally right there. So that's the
Becky
difference
could
because
do-
they already have that built-in kind of feud going.
Becky could do Nia Jax. Be like, remember when
Yeah,
you
she could.
punched me?
Yeah, she could. She could. And Nia beat her head up last time too on Raw, so
Yeah.
she's got one up over her right now. So yeah, I could see that happening too if they don't want to go the Jade Cargill route. But I'm not against.
That's who Rhea kicked off the apron when she was about to attack Becky. I think about it.
And I'm not against Rhea versus Bianca at all. Like, there's not a lot of ways they can mess this up. Even their backup plans are pretty good.
Don't say that.
But it is
the
WWE.
way.
It is WWE. So I'm not gonna say they. I won't say
haven't seen it in a
100%.
while?
I said there's not a lot of ways they could. I didn't say they couldn't do it. There's not a lot of ways they could mess this up, but there is. It's WWE, so they could. Let's
Me
not
again,
get it
surprise
twisted.
push feet.
Where we leave, like for instance, like what do we do with Naomi, who just got back? She doesn't figure into any of those plans I just laid out. So
That's what she gets for leaving.
maybe she helps out Bayley if during her match or something. Because Bayley's gonna need friends, because there's gonna be a lot of people interfering on that. I still feel like Dakota Kai's gonna turn heel on her too. Dakota went to act like she was saving Bayley, but she never actually hit anybody with the chair. So, just throwing that out there. Dakota could turn on Bayley as well. So then maybe that's where you insert Naomi at WrestleMania to help Bayley win, or to help Bayley after the match if Bayley loses to Io and Io gets her moment at WrestleMania instead. And then they try to attack her, and then Naomi comes out, and then you can start a feud with, Bayley and Naomi and whoever else you want to put with them going forward against Damage Control. Maybe leading into all the way to War Games. Who knows? Don't know.
Do you think Io wins and then beats the shit out of Bayley anyway?
Her, no, but the rest of the Damage Control, yes. And then Io either is in the corner laughing or jumps on later, yes, depending on how tired she is. I don't actually know how much time each of these women's matches are going to get. Just because I think there's going to be 4 or 5 women's matches over the course of 2 days doesn't mean they're not going to get 3-minute matches either. So I don't know.
A lot of wrestling.
A lot of wrestling in 2 days. Speaking of a lot of wrestling, Revolution is coming up soon. We'll be doing our prediction sure to go wrong for that as well. But we will be back Sunday, as far as I know, to break down everything that happened at 4 a.m. in the morning for me in Australia at Elimination Chamber. I will not be up live watching it. I will let you know right now. I will be asleep. And I will watch it on my own time. And hopefully I'll get it out of the way before Sunday, before we do the show.
With my sleep schedule, I might be up anyway, because since I work like at 2 to 11 p.m., so I'm usually up at 4 a.m. anyway.
If
But,
New Japan had a show on, I'd be up and I'd just watch them
Yeah.
both. But I don't think New
That's why
Japan has a show, so.
that's what always made it easy for me to catch the New Japan stuff too, just work a night shift. But yeah, I don't know that I'll watch it live either. We'll see, because they're all pretty predictable. And it's not like I expected in the matches to go like crazy or anything. And Nia Jax ain't gonna put on a fucking banger, right? So it's
And do they actually let Rhea do anything super big to Nia as far as strength goes when they want to save that for Jade Cargill at a WrestleMania, perhaps, for her spots to
Yeah.
make her look super strong like they did at Royal Rumble when she threw her out
can't
via
get
body
rid of
slam.
gorilla press slot when
Yeah, exactly, like something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
some crazy shit. Yeah. Do you even let Rhea do that stuff? Even though we know Rhea could, do we let her because is it not going to look as impressive if Jade does it right back to back at WrestleMania? So I don't know how that's going to go. It's going to be interesting. I mean, Rhea's clearly going to win, but I don't know how they're going to
feel
let her
like
do it.
wrestling fans have a short enough memory to where it'll still be like ooh ah if not Roman Reigns ooh ah, but like ooh and if if Jade does
Boo,
the same
boo,
stuff.
boo, boo.
Boo, boo, boo. No, but like I don't think that would take away from that much because it's gonna be what, a month and a half removed. It'll be all right.
All right, there you go. There you have it. That is MonsterCast prediction. Sure to be wrong. Do not bet on these predictions, although I feel pretty confident about these ones. Elimination Chamber live Saturday.
You can bet on the Rhea Ripley one.
Yeah, live Saturday, 5 a.m.
That is my
Eastern.
actual advice.
5 a.m. Eastern time if you're over here in the States, and 4 a.m. Central. So get ready for that. That'll be interesting. We will see you guys next time. Deuces.